The following program has been rated GE by the Kenya Film Classification Board. It is therefore suitable for general family viewing.
Hello, Game Changers. Hello. How are you doing today? Are you excited to be here? Yes. Fantastic, fantastic. My name is Zippy Kimani. I am a transformational coach. And what is transformational coaching? I help you develop the clarity of purpose. Why were you born? They say the greatest day is when you're born and the day you discover why you're born. Do you know why you're born? Right? Because most of us, we are born and we are told, work hard, go to school, get a job.
Let me just cut you short. You asked so very nice. Do you know why
you were born?
Let me just randomly pick guys. Let them tell you why they were born.
We are going to have fun.
How many?
Yes. I want this session to be very interactive because you have said you want to get out here with something. You want to learn, right? And for you to learn, this coaching thing, it is interactive, right? So tell me, do you know why you're born? Have you ever thought about it? Yes? So, yes. Where's the mic? Just pass it to her.
I'm Naomi. Hiyo swali ni ngori.
Ni ngori.
Sijui kaa chini nikafikiria kwa nini nilizaliwa. Nilijipata tu.
Ulijipata tu. Na ukaenda shule.
Shule enda ukasoma tumelipa fees.
Fantastic. Hiya. I want a gentleman this time. At the corner, yes? Do you know why you're born? Have you ever thought about it?
JK Wandurwa, Chiefs Mascom.
Okay.
Personally, to me, I was born to make a difference through rugby. That's the only thing.
Fantastic. So you have an idea of why?
Yes.
Through rugby. Yes? Anyone else who has ever been specific about why they were born? Anyone? Yes?
Oh, we have someone there.
Where? Okay, fantastic.
Kuzaliwa kwangu kupata pesa, kupata watoto wanakufa.
Money and kids. Kupata pesa na watoto, that's where you were born, right? You're told multiply the earth. Yeah? Okay, fantastic. That's a very good question because it is a question most of us don't ask ourselves. Why were you born? Yes? And another question I'm going to ask is, what is the secret key to success?
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Emmanuel Saningo. I'm taking mass com at Chips.
Okay.
The answer to your question, I'll take it as my breath is the key to my success because it gives me a platform to have that education and I go through it. Your
breath is the reason why you're alive. That is the key to success.
Yeah.
Being alive, the aliveness. Okay, I like that. Anyone who has the secret key to success?
Let's get one from here. They've been so quiet. Someone from here.
The secret key to success. I like the guy in a suit. Hey, yes? Okay. So what is the secret key to success? Where's the mic? Where's the mic? Pass the mic.
Okay, let's have the mic.
Yes?
I'm Mr. Philip. I'm a tutor to teach mass com.
Now I understand. What is the secret key to success?
I think the key to success as a student, or among the student here, I think is having focus for one's goal that you have in your mind.
Okay.
And working towards it to drive to the objective that you have in your life. That's what is a key to success.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic. Thank you very much. And what I do, transformational coaching, is I make you unstoppable, unbeatable, and unbogable. Hey, I said unbogable. Why the hand claps? Don't you want to become, right? Yes? Who wants to become unbogable? Who wants to become unbeatable? Who wants to become unstoppable? Exactly, that's the spirit. So that is what I do, right? And today I am going to tell you the key to great performance, the key to becoming extraordinary, the key to becoming success. And it's not what most of you have been thinking about. Yeah, because the answers I was expecting is passion, determination, hard work, focus, yes? But the key to success is knowing how to handle your emotions. I run the company Reinvent You that helps people develop themselves, develop their inner game. They master their inner game in order to become unstoppable. It does not matter what life throws at you. Right now, you're in campus. Once you get out there, you will realize that life is not how you expected it to be. There will be a lot of roadblocks once in a while. But how do you handle those roadblocks? How do you stay the course towards your dream and your vision? How do you become successful? And what I'm going to share with you right now is going to give you an idea. It's going to help you understand how important it is to master this one thing in order to be successful. You asked me a question, has this ever happened to me? Yeah. Silencing the inner critic, the mental chatter, has it ever happened to me? I am going to start by sharing a short story of myself. I am a trained lawyer. I was a rising star working at a bank. And people thought, she's a go-getter. She's well on the way to success. I have always been very focused, very determined. During that time I was working at the bank, I had gotten a promotion within a year, I had gotten 3 promotions. I am a go-getter. But what happened? One day, I woke up, went to work, I had lost my job. So here I am, a focused person. I always get what I want, right? And I wake up one day and I don't have a job. Now, how many of us were taught how to handle job loss in school? Were we ever taught that? Is there a course, how to handle life's challenges, how to handle, a job loss? Are we taught? Right? So here I am. I was taken aback by what happened. I went through depression for a few months, maybe 2-3 months. I felt like a failure. The noise inside my head was telling me, you're not good enough. That is why they let you go. You're not as powerful as you thought you are. You're not as intelligent as you thought you are. Because if you're as intelligent as you thought you are, why would they let you go? But the minute I stopped entertaining that voice, everything changed. Doors opened. I became anew. So the topic I'm talking to you right now is something I've seen most people suffer from. The inner critic. What is the inner critic? What is the one key to success? And that is conquering your emotions and feelings. Because remember, I had done law. I am very determined. I am a go-getter. I am very focused. But here I was, for 3 months, totally incapacitated. I'm just, I'm a failure. I'm not good enough. It stopped me in my tracks. Controlling your feelings and emotions is the key to success. Let me give you an example. Let's say that you have already completed campus. And then you have been looking for a job for a few months now. Maybe it's 6 months. You've been dropping your CV everywhere, trying to get a job. So it's on Thursday, you get a letter, you've been called for an interview at this international company, and you are excited. You're like, finally, God has answered my prayers. And then come Friday, God forbid, your mother gets unwell, and you take her to hospital. On Sunday, the interview is on Monday. On Sunday, God forbid, you lose your mother. So I want to ask you, how many of you would go for the interview? Yes? Good. How many wouldn't go for the interview? Yes? Okay. I want to hear from those people who wouldn't go for the interview. Why wouldn't you go for the interview? Just one of you, right? So let's start with you.
Caro,
Yes?
why I wouldn't go for the interview is that feeling that I've lost my mom, as in the crying and everything. When I feel bad, that's why I wouldn't go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the crying would be too much for you,
Yeah.
right? Okay, fantastic. Please tell me, why wouldn't you go for the interview? Just pass the mic.
Hi,
Hi.
Maureen from Tibbs. So why I wouldn't go? It's about too mess.
It will be too messy,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
You wouldn't be able to gather your thoughts. Yes? Fantastic. I want to hear from the person who would go for the interview. Why would you go for the interview?
Yes, I'm Kakazela Kayombo. Listen, why I would go for that interview. You know, there is a future. Even though my lovely mom dies, there is a future. So I have to focus for the future. Thank you.
Okay. And do you think you'd perform at your best in that interview?
Yeah, of course I will.
Okay, fantastic. There's someone else who said would go for the interview, right here. Who? Yeah?
I'm George. I would go for the interview because even after death, the life has to continue.
Fantastic. Even after death, life has to continue. Even after losing your job, life has to continue. Even after, dropping out of school, life has to continue. Mastering your emotions is the key to success. Because if you don't go for the interview, you still don't have a job. Let's say you've lost your mother, the expenses for the funeral. Let's say, for example, you're the firstborn. They will look up to you. So life has to continue despite what your feelings are. And I'm not saying ignore your emotions. No. I'm just saying learn how to control your emotions. Yes? Another example that I will give you. Let's say, for example, you are about to sit for your exams, right? And then, still the same case. Let's just use the same case. You lose your mom. Will you show up for the examination? Most people wouldn't, right? But you need the examinations to graduate. But you wouldn't, right? Because the difference between average performance and great performance is mostly mental. When you go to an interview and you see someone in a sharp suit, right? And maybe you don't have the suit. Maybe you've tried your best to be formal. You know how you can try to be formal without being formal? Yes? You have tried your best to be formal. And then you see this person in a sharp suit, with the CV is this thick. They say they've had 5 years of experience working at such and such a company. You're straight from school. You don't have much experience. Yes? How will you feel at that particular time? What is going on inside your head? Yeah? How many people have already gone for an interview here? Yeah? We are pretty fresh. We've never gone. How many have? You have? Yeah? Please share. Share with us. And be very honest. When you walked into that interview, it's your very first interview. What was going through your head? Mike, please.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay.
My name is Anton Mwangi
Uh-huh.
from Tibbs College. For me, I don't believe in failing. And I have never ever gone to an interview. Then I failed. Once I went when I finished high school year 2013, after 1 year, there was church interview to which they were sponsoring me to go to do my career in the university, of which they were catering per semester tuition fee of more than 50. Although I had not attained the age that they asked, but they said, we have liked the brave in you. So we have said something.
Mm-hmm.
I
And they
passed.
took you in.
Yeah, they took me.
Mm-hmm.
I went to my second one.
Mm-hmm.
I passed, although the age was the problem. I went the third one. I passed, although the age.
Fantastic. Yeah? So have you seen what? Yes? Fantastic. And I liked what he said. I do not believe in failing. How many of you can say that? Because using the word believe is very strong. I do not believe in failing. He said that he did not meet the requirements, but he still went ahead. And what did they say? I love that you're courageous enough to come here despite the fact that you don't meet the criteria. How many of us, when we want to do something, let's say start a business or you want to apply for this course, yeah? And then you start telling yourself, but I got a C, but they need this. I think I'm not intelligent enough. Or when you go for the interview, it's my first one. I don't know. The feelings of doubt that creep in. Because most of us, we have fantastic ideas. We have brilliant ideas. But most of us talk ourselves out of those ideas. Is it true? How many have talked themselves out of greatness at one point or another? Let's be honest. When you wanted to do something, and then you told yourself that you can't do it. How many of us have done that? Yeah? Thank you. Thank you for being honest. Thank you. Right? And that is the one key thing that stops us from being successful. By thinking that we are not good enough. That is called the inner critic. That will pinpoint all the reasons why things will not work out. Forgetting that you have some of the reasons that will work out. He did not meet the criteria, but he went instead because he does not believe in failing. Yeah? And they saw that in them. They saw that in him. Let me tell you, self-belief, believing in yourself is the key to success. He's a perfect example. They took him twice when he had not met the criteria. But because they could see the level of self-belief. And how do you expect people to believe in you if you do not believe in yourself? Ask yourself that. How do you expect people to like you if you do not like yourself? Because if you liked yourself, you'd not be talking yourself out of greatness. You'd not be telling yourself that you're not good enough. Right? A perfect example. You have this roommate. You live with this roommate. And this roommate, the first thing you wake up in the morning, your breath stinks. Look even how you're dressed. You don't even know how to cook breakfast. Look at how your clothes are dirty. How long will it take for you to kick that roommate out? Criticizing your every move. Telling you all the things that you do not do right. How many of us will live with this roommate for the rest of their lives? How many of us will even want to have this roommate for even 3 months, seriously? From morning to evening, constantly criticizing you. Will you stay with this roommate? So why do you entertain that voice within you that tells you you're not good enough? You're not this, you're not that, you can't make it. Because we all have grand dreams, right? So why do we talk ourselves out of it? Your mind is your roommate. Because right now you might be here, but I'm sure at the back of your mind you're thinking, hey, it's lunchtime. I think I'm hungry. What will I have for lunch? Chipo, nini. You can be here, but your mind is elsewhere. Your mind is designed to be constantly active, always thinking. And that is why you have dreams. Because even when you sleep, your mind is still active. Yeah? So, why would you live with that roommate? Because the mind is like a headless chicken. How many have slaughtered a chicken here? Right? You slaughter a chicken and you see it running all over the place. Right? That is your mind. It is the best servant, but the worst master. And if you don't master your mind, if you don't control what you're thinking, the mind will control you. It will always think about all the reasons why. It will magnify the risks. It will magnify the reasons why you will fail. Because it's trying to protect you. But you are the master of your mind. You are the one to tell your mind, you know what? I got this. Him, for example, he said he does not believe in failure. So you can imagine. I want to go back to you and ask you. You say you don't believe in success, right? So when you walked, you don't believe in failure, sorry, right? So when you walked into that room, I'll describe two different physiques that you can have. So there's this first one, where you're slouched, you're looking around, fearful, you're tiddling with your fingers, you're sweating, and then you sit down, and then you're like looking around, right? That's one physique, right? Now this is the second one, right? You walk in, you look around, say hi, how are you doing? You're smiling, right? So, if you were the interviewer, even before you speak to them, who has higher chances of getting the job? The second one, right? And why do you think the second one would get the job? I want to hear from the audience. Why do you think the second one would get the job? Yes?
The second one will get the job because he or she has showed that he has confidence and he can do it. He has already showed that he is bold enough to do the job, so he is ready.
Fantastic. Why would someone entrust their business to you if you don't even believe in yourself? Does that make sense? Why would I give you this responsibility and I pay you for this responsibility if you don't think even you're capable of telling me that you can do this job? And what you tell yourself affects your body, affects your physiology. If you think, oh my God, I don't think I'm going to perform in this interview, I don't think I'm good enough, my education, I only have diploma, there are people here with masters, they even have degrees and experience, all that will affect you whether you like it or not. It will affect your physiology. It will affect how you speak out. It will affect how you answer your questions. In short, it will affect your mental game. Back to the example where he said that he would go to the interview no matter what, right? As opposed to someone who was like, I won't go for that interview. I'm too stressed. And then someone pushes them, but we need this job. Maybe it's your baby sister. I have school fees. Mom has just gone. She has debt. We have to pay that debt. Please go. You're the breadwinner. Just go. But it did not come from you. You were pushed to it. Do you think you'll perform well? You'll even break down. They'll ask you, okay, so what are your qualifications? Because you just can't contain yourself. Right? You can't contain yourself. As opposed to someone who has said, okay, fine. Life has to move on. I am the breadwinner of this family. I have to take care. Yes, I know I have all these feelings of sadness. Yes, I know I have lost my mom who I loved dearly. But hey, Mom, you spent so much money educating me. You instilled values in me. And I know you're here watching. Watch your son, watch your daughter be a star. Be proud. Tell me, if you went with that attitude in that interview, do you think you'll get that job? Thinking that your mom is right there watching you and you need to make her proud. Do you think you will get that interview? Because your mental game is strong. You believe in yourself. You have told yourself that you are above this. You are above the obstacle that came along the way. And that is what life is all about. Overcoming obstacles. And you cannot overcome obstacles if you do not believe in yourself. Self-belief is key. So, I've told you to believe in yourself. Yes. You go for this interview and they usually say motivation only lasts 48 hours, right? You've been told you can do this. And then you go out and then you find that voice is still there. So how do we make that voice disappear? Number one, self-awareness. Catch yourself. You have to be, aware of your thoughts. That's the key, number one. Be aware of your thoughts. Catch yourself. The minute you hear, I can't do this, but, stop at that but. Don't even let that but continue. Hold up. Do you allow anyone to abuse you? Do you allow anyone to abuse you? Do you allow anyone to talk to you badly? You stop them. Wait a minute. Who are you talking to like that? You're telling yourself, that small voice. Because remember, it's the same you. If you're sitting here listening to me, and you're still thinking, I'm supposed to get this text from my boyfriend. Hey, by the way, I want to go to lunch this place. Are they still open? Will I get food that is still there? You know, so you're still here, but your mind is still going. So you're able to tell that mind, stop right there in your tracks. I am not a loser. The self-belief kicks in. And one of the ways to reinforce your self-belief is focus on your strengths. There's no one who's perfect. Everyone has faults. So if you magnify your faults, you will look like a failure. But magnify your strengths. Okay, you don't have a suit. So what? You believe in yourself. You know this job was meant for you. You have done your research, right? You have the facts in your fingertips, right? You really want this job. You know you can do it. You know you will give it your all. And you can even go there and tell them, I know I do not meet the qualifications, but I know myself. There's nothing that has ever stopped me from achieving success. Stop it right there. The best way to control the inner critic, that voice that makes you doubt yourself, is notice that it is there. Stop it right there and instantly focus on what is good about you. What do you like about yourself? What do your friends admire about you? What do your teachers tell you you're good at? Amplify that. And in that interview, focus on that. Look at the role that they're asking for, the role that you're applying for, and then focus on how you can perform that role to your best. And when you go to that interview, any question they ask you, go back to that, how you can perform that job. If you're good with people, the people who are generally good with people, right? And that job requires you to interact with clients. Tell them, even if you don't have, you don't meet the qualification, you don't have the years of experience, tell them, I create rapport very fast. I connect with people very fast, right? And I will be able to sell the vision of the company to your clients. I will make those clients your brand ambassadors because I will, create such a strong relationship that those clients will forget any other competitor and stick with us. Do you think after you've told them that they'll concentrate on the years of experience? That is why they chose him, even if he did not meet the requirements. So in life, there are two kinds of mindsets. There's a growth mindset and there's a fixed mindset. The fixed mindset, when things happen to you, you let them affect you and stop you in your tracks. If you lose a job, you think you're a failure and you label yourself as a failure, forgetting that it just happened, everything happened. Change is the only constant. It was an opportunity for you to move on. By the time I lost my job, my heart was not into it. I had been there 1 year and I was ready to move on and start my company, but the inner critic was there telling me, but you don't have years of experience. They tell you should have at least 5 years of experience before you go into business. But you know. So I stuck around, but my heart was not there. And eventually, when I lost my job, I thought that, I have failed. So I'm a failure. They didn't see it. They didn't see me as good enough. The fixed mindset. Then we have the growth mindset. The growth mindset is, I do not believe in failure. Life has to move on. There is the future after death, after all. That is the growth mindset. You do not let the obstacles stop you. Whatever challenges that life throws at you, you do not let them stop you. You develop the ability to view your obstacles as temporary. The reason we let obstacles stop us is because we magnify it and think that it will go on forever. Change is the only constant. If it changed for the worse, it can change for the better. Once you have that mindset, it does not matter what happens to you. You will always find a way out. So I decided enough is enough. I wanted to leave this job anyway. I was tired of it. I wanted to start my company anyway. I hated waking up at 4:30 because I have asthma. So at least now I will be in charge of what time I wake up. At least now there are so many seminars, so many events I wanted to attend when I was in employment, but I couldn't. Now I have the opportunity to attend those events because I will network with the right people who will help me with my business. Growth mindset. So ask yourself, what mindset do you have? Do you have the fixed mindset that whenever anything happens to you, you let it stop you in your tracks? Or do you have the positive mindset where even if that inner critic is still there, even if the fear is still there, even if the doubt is still there, you know that I will outgrow this. I know deep down I have it in me. And you start telling yourself, I got this. That's a phase I encourage all my clients to say to themselves, I got this. You're assuring yourself, I got this. When you're feeling shaky, when your knees are shaking, tell yourself, I got this. So when you leave here, you're going for an interview, you're going for your exams, anything that you need the strength and courage to shine, whenever you feel the doubt creeping in, the fear creeping in, the anxiety creeping in, stop it right in its tracks. Stop it right there. And tell yourself, I got this. And don't say, I got this. No. Remember the physics, the slouched one and the powerful one, right? So even how you talk to yourself is important. So I want you to tell yourself, I got this. That's what's up. That's the spirit of a winner. I got this. It does not matter what comes my way. It does not matter what obstacle comes my way. I know deep down. I got this. Yes, you got this. Believe it. Feel it. Whenever you hear that stubborn, irritating roommate trying to ruin your day, stop that roommate right there. Take charge of your life and remember, I got this. That is the one thing you should be saying to yourself over and over and over. Self-talk is very important. It influences your thoughts. It influences your emotions. Because when you tell yourself, I got this, several times, you realize that you're more confident in how you present yourself. And people like confident people. Because when you're shy and you can't look me in the eye, you're looking around, I'm like, what's this funny character? You know, what kind of person? What shady? You know, I start associating with something you're hiding. But when you believe in yourself and you present yourself to the world and you're authentic and being like, this is me. I believe in myself. This is what I have to offer. People will like you. Doors will open for you. I got this. I run the breakout program that helps people develop that mentality. I help you master your inner game. I got this. And you will notice that once you change your mindset, everything changes. Because it is not what happens to you, but how you react or respond to what happens to you. That is the takeaway. I got this. Thank you.